Bom dia, guys. How are you? Jackson and Rafael again with the 24th podcast. We talked about pretty recent experience that we had with one student that changed his whole worldview of jiu-jitsu, and we almost like because of he wanted to continue his journey, he discovered a different option of jiu-jitsu and he stayed, and he actually did something great that if you listen to the podcast you will discover.
Yeah, that was something super interesting and super heartful what happened yesterday. And we talked about the two sides of jiu-jitsu competition because of this person we talk about gave us a little context what's happened out there with people getting discouraged of training jiu-jitsu and how that happened, and if there is a chance to a second chance. Can you find a second chance?
There always is.
Can you have a second chance? We had another student this week that had the third chance. Tried twice, he thought he couldn't do it, and yesterday he did
third
it.
One. The third one and last one. Third one and last one.
Last one. He hooked now.
Thank you guys. We
All right,
watch
thank
it.
you. Watch it. Bye-bye.
Topic of today is pretty interesting. It's pretty highlight of yesterday, so we're gonna talk about it today because we can't miss it. We can't skip it like that and just like move on with our life. And this is major thing that we talked about before, but more highlight in this episode, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. How are you, man? You alright?
I'm good, man.
Right?
Yes, good day.
Drinking
my ginger tea here, getting
ginger tea,
preventing the disease.
Oh man, everybody's getting
Yes,
sick all around us.
People getting sick, so did my exercise this morning. Oh, good, man. Very good. What about you? We're gonna tell us all about Europe a little bit today, or no?
Maybe a podcast episode. Maybe a podcast episode next time.
Yeah, you've been like, how long you been in Europe? 2 weeks?
Europe, 2 weeks. I went there, Portugal, southern Portugal. Everybody that has been asking me is already like, man, I already know the story. But I went to the southern of Europe, Portimao. The highlight that I got from there is just the air that you breathe there. I think I told you, like, when you arrive to the little town, it's a beach town, and it's a little bit above the beach level, the water, the ocean level. When you arrive to the town, you open that window, it's like eucalyptus and pine type of smell.
The air,
Yeah, it's just pure. And when I arrived here, it's like, oh, allergies back again. So that's the whole highlight of my trip is
everything has a
the
price.
Quality, it's the quality of there. And funny enough, they smoke all the time, so they're like trying to, I don't know, trade off or something. They have great air. Let me smoke a little.
They don't use it.
So I don't know about the whole tradition that they have there. They smoke everywhere. But the air that they have there in the beach when you walk and everything, and the food and the quality of life that they have, the key word that they use is like tranquilo, like everything is relaxed, no stress. So it's amazing. I recommend it to everybody.
Portugal, yes, very good. I have been there.
Yeah, Lisboa, right?
Lisbon, yeah.
And I went to Lisboa for a few days, and everything was like a little valley, mountains here and there. It's like a city, it's big, everything is far away, like here in Houston. But the difference in between the two is great. I recommend it. Yeah. It's awesome.
Very good.
So to paint a little bit of the picture that why we're doing the episode of today, and we talk about, I think in episode 9 or 8, if I'm not mistaken, we had a visitor from Minnesota that came in and wanted to train and keep his jiu-jitsu journey on me while he traveled. And I think he did like 2 classes, and the first class was a huge impact for him because
with us, right? He did 2 classes with us.
2 classes with us here in Houston. And then it was a huge impact for him because he told us his journey back home, that he was getting injured, his wife got injured, and they were like 3 months, 2 months, 4 months in his journey. I think he was 3 to 4, and then his wife got into like 2 months after. And both of them got injured, got hurt. Their training wasn't that safe environment and fun for them, and it wasn't their attention, like the teacher's attention and everything wasn't there for them because they weren't focused on competition. They were a little bit on the side. And his wife arrived yesterday, just waited for us there, just sitting there. And I thought I was telling the story and everything. I was gonna tell you that I always see like attributes like that to pick up one of our students. So I was like, I'm gonna wait until she does something or picks up somebody else and everything like that, because I have seen somebody like that.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea that she was there for what's happened.
Yeah.
You know, I thought she was like just hanging with one of the kids. You know.
Yeah, and then
look like a little niece watching the kid. You know.
Yeah, and there's one of the kids that has a big sister that always picks him up. It had the same attributes as her, so I was like, let me wait a little bit. And then everybody left, and I still saw her there, so I went to shake her hand and everything, say hi. And then she said, "Oh, do you remember me? I'm Mike's wife." And we had a little conversation. And she started telling us that when they got back home, they changed academies because it was a big impact for him and for her to understand that there's a different option when you train jiu-jitsu. It's a different type of program that you can go in and train in a safe way and not getting injured, having a partner that is not focused on anything else, that just helping each other
from safety and help. Yes,
having an instructor that is not focused on the ones that are great. There's levels and balance to everybody's having the same attention. And he stuck like after the class with me like half an hour later, just talking after his first day.
Yeah, so basically Mike, he's from Minnesota. He found us online, right? And he came to visit. He read our reviews, and he thought that was
the big
sounds
thing,
friendly.
Yeah, the big thing was that he called everybody else, and then we're the only one that answered the phone.
That's true. He tried to call other gyms, and then reading our reviews, he tried to call us, and we actually answered the phone. And he came to visit. He did 2 classes. And he was totally discouraged of jiu-jitsu at that point, right? Because he was training back in Minnesota, and the gym was very focused on competition, and he got hurt.
I think
his wife got hurt.
Yeah, MMA.
I think he brought his wife as a guest, right?
No, he came by himself, and then there in the old academy, he brought his wife there to train and everything, and then both got.
So the cool thing is, yesterday we mentioned about this lady that was sitting in the gym, and we didn't know who she was. And then after the class, she came like, "Hey, can I talk with you guys?" And yes, and then I'm Mike's wife. Mike came to visit you guys twice. You guys remember him? And I say yes. And she told me like, if you don't remember him, here's the picture on our wedding invitation that I came from Minnesota to hand you hand by hand. Yeah. So this is the wedding invitation. If you could,
so cool,
please make it, because the impact that you guys had in Mike's life, since he really loves jiu-jitsu, but he was totally discouraged to do it. You know, like just another case of somebody that's... Jiu-jitsu is fun. Jiu-jitsu is something that everybody should do. We all say that. Okay, but how do you make this pleasant for a guy like Mike? You know that he loves jiu-jitsu like everybody else, but he was not fitting in that environment that he was. So he will start like, maybe I'm gonna try something else because jiu-jitsu is not for me. And then when he found our system and he experienced the classes and the approach and the reception and the phone call, the energy in the phone call, you know, he can feel it. And then he said, man, I actually can do jiu-jitsu, you know, and caused such impact on him and his wife that they came all the way back to Houston to hand us a wedding invitation. Yeah. When I showed that to my wife today, my wife was like, oh my God, this is cute. This is like you go back on time like 20 years, 30 years, you know, like the person come to your house, like, hey, how's it going? Knock the door, hey, how are you? I'm good, what are you doing here? I know, I just like hanging out in the neighborhood and I stopped to say hi. Yeah. You know, like this doesn't happen anymore. Today, like when somebody knock on your door, you're like,
who is that guy?
Come down, everybody come down. You know, let's see who's in the door. Are you waiting for somebody? Are you expecting? Did anybody text?
He didn't text me.
You know? So yesterday I really felt this old school vibes of this girl coming and say, hey, you guys did such a great impact on our life with regards to jiu-jitsu understanding, and we both loved jiu-jitsu, but we thought we could not do it because we had a bad experience, and you show us that's possible. And I came here in exchange of that information that you shared, that we learned from somebody else, that we just passing through, you know, to other people. And so cool, such impactful and so nice. And I'm going to really try to make it to the wedding. Actually, I was talking with my wife yesterday, And we may get airplane and go to Minnesota too, because this is gold, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Mike. If you are watching us, bro, you killed it. You killed it. You just made it very special,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that you came around, and the seed is with you now. You know, if you think this is fun the way you do, you can do that too. You know, you can learn all these principles and eventually share with friends in your house, in your mats, wherever you guys are.
He's the best, man. And the beautiful part about it is, like, we had two examples this week, Monday and yesterday, of two different type of students with the same type of issue. The student that we had yesterday is a little bit older person that wanted to change a little bit of his training, right? So he was training in this academy for a little while now, 3 years on and off, and then he felt that he wasn't getting better, and every time he go there and train, he was getting trouble meaning
Discouraged, you know, like
discouraged, and it was too hard.
Couldn't reach that standard of training. You know what's really hard? Some people don't reach that standard and they are fine with it, but some are not. You know, like they want to be like everybody else.
It feels like Jackson said, like it's discouraging to be there and not to see that the professor is giving you like, hey, no problem. Like if you can't go that level, you go this part. Like just adapting the whole thing towards them. But sometimes when you are in that type of environment, they don't pay attention to that type of student. So, and the guy is incredible. The guy learns fast, strong. But the thing is the level that they have for competition is totally different and totally high level, of course. And then we have a second situation that is a kid, like he goes to college and everything, super nice kid. He probably is gonna watch this, and he's an example. I told him, like, every person that comes in doesn't want to go back to work or back to school hurt, with a black eye, with a hurting arm, with a tender knee, with a rib hurting a little bit. So they don't want to go back home or work or school hurting or discouraged of like, every time that I go, I'm gonna get hurt. And that happens to him in the two schools he went. He went to two different schools, and in the first one, he was getting smashed all the time and got discouraged and when thinking about if I want to go today and everything. And then he went to the second one trying to see if it's something different. Same way, the professor, and I was telling this to Jackson, that he told me that the professor was getting angry with him because he wasn't getting the move. Like if he doesn't get in the move, that means the teaching is wrong, not the kid is wrong. So it's a huge difference when you can adapt the program to your student.
Yeah, I trained with him yesterday, and for me he was fine.
No problem.
You know, for me he was fine. He did the class first day. What do you expect from a student the first day? If he throw you a smile, he did amazing. You know, that's all what you need that day.
And that's the thing, like.
And if you do something wrong in the first day, you know, and if you don't understand this point you already ruined his start. You know, the first day is the most important day for a guy like the student we have this week. You know. Yeah, no,
and that makes that whole experience that every time they come in, they won't come in anymore, or they want to come next time in the future. If you keep them like get angry and everything, oh, you don't know how to do this. Like that's so simple. And they're not gonna get frustrated. And then the confidence of understanding, like, oh, Jitsu is not for me. And I told him, I complimented him yesterday because he insisted in there's something out there that is for me. There's something out there. And I was telling him, like, hey, this is.
He went to 3 gyms, right?
Yeah. Well, this is the third one.
Third gym.
So I told him, like, hey, you're consistent, you're insisting, and you know that there's something for you. And only for you, but I told us, because we all want something like that. Something that you can go in. There's no issue at all when you come in and train. We're gonna encourage you to keep going and to teach you and adapt the techniques for you. And then if you do it wrong, no problem. There's something in on the technique, on the execution, in your part that you're doing right.
Yeah.
And that's the emphasis of that. That's more than enough. And that's the difference between having someone that needs just a little bit more of attention, or if they don't, keep going, like, hey, you're doing this this amazing. Now add this, add that, and add that. So emphasizing on the exact perfect part that they're doing in that moment, and then just adding the whole thing, and then they're gonna do it way better. Instead of like, man, you don't understand this all around, you're not doing it right. So
yes, and if you don't have a system, it's really hard to do that, because
Yeah.
you don't remember all the steps all the time, how to proceed and lead a student first class in a way that you know that's guaranteed that's going to work. You know, and I don't blame most of the professors, because I was like that too. You know, I see
it's
the
just lack of
difference
the
like
tools,
very
no?
clear. You know, when you don't have the tools, you can't build a nice house if you don't have the right tools.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened, you know, and it's so different now that I've been transforming this teaching methodology in a way that really benefits guys like this, you know, like the guys that's less attributed and have less coordination and, you know, less physical conditions, you know. These guys are actually the ones that really get benefit out of the program, you know, because they would not fit anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then they think, and when one guy had a bad experience, he go to a gym and he have a bad experience and he think he cannot do jiu-jitsu, you multiply that by 100. Because he's gonna tell 100 people, you know, like 100 people, he's gonna be watching the UFC with his friends, and you're gonna say, oh, look at that, the guy's mom, oh yeah, that's jiu-jitsu. Oh yeah, jiu-jitsu, I tried jiu-jitsu. Really hard.
It's really hard, yeah.
Not for really me. Hard, man.
It's not for me.
You know, and then his friend now heard that jiu-jitsu is really hard.
Yeah.
You know, because you're looking at the fight at the UFC, it looks really hard. And then your friend went to do it, and confirms that, and then that's it. Two guys dead for life, never gonna step in the mats anymore. What about if you're watching and then your friend say, man, look at which position on the TV, that's a triangle choke. Dude, I want your jiu-jitsu was doing the exact same thing. You have to do that. Did your neck hurt? No, it's fine. You go there and you're like,
no problem.
It's okay. You want to try it? Yeah, and then you have that positive carrying, you know, positive impact, and you know, it's go both ways. If the guy have a good experience, you have like times 100 good experience, otherwise times 100 bad experience,
100%.
and keep spreading, you know.
Yeah.
So it's the more we apply, the more it works, and the more we are able to benefit.
Yeah, and that's why we
group of students.
We encourage the majority of the people that watch this, of course, is part of our community, of our family. If not, like, there's more circle when they share them. But if you have somebody else that is discouraged to learn it, or yourself is like, man, I don't know if I can do that class. I don't know if I can do jiu-jitsu. It seems a little bit like rough or something. And you're in a place that you don't have too many options. Like, just watch a class. Just watch it, and you will feel exactly the energy that they gonna deliver most of the classes. And if you connect with that, if you relate with that energy, and you see everybody like getting or stepping closer to the goal that you're looking for, beautiful. Go in, try it out for the free trial. Now you get a feeling for it, and then you can confirm the thoughts that you had before. Now, if you don't feel it, keep looking out. Keep looking for all the schools and everything, and you will find yours. If you don't, there's an online platform that you can go that is gonna be the self-defense one. That's gonna be Gracie University. You can look it up there. That's something that we study ourselves, like individually, because it made it accessible for me and Jackson when he was in the myself competition. Just when I arrived, he was already looking for a self-defense approach, and that made me stay. That the environment was like, hey, help each other out when we do this move, when we do that. Make sure that you go nice and slow, and not getting into that aggressive, I'm trying to win type of rivalry with two people. It's just like, hey, let me help you out in this part. Let me teach you what I did, and that made a difference for me. And that's why I include myself when I say, hey, this is a program that is for us. I'm here because I will be a student for sure if I have something like this, and it makes a huge difference in my life. Like, this is my life now, and before I was helping Jackson with the business, and I never imagined that I could be an instructor, and I am now because of that. It makes a huge difference in the impact in my life, for sure.
A huge difference. And then on the other hand, we also had 2 students that left us recently because they was not finding what they're looking for in the programs that we have. You know, I called them and I say, what's going on with you guys? And they said, oh no, we are expecting more action. And I felt a little judged because you keep like coaching me to slow down and go slow and safety and I totally understand. You know, I think they are ready to go in the other side, you know, like so there is a place to everybody, you know. These guys, they're gonna go to a competition gym, they may love it. They may really like it. And they stay there and they find themselves. They're very athletic, super strong, have a mindset for competitions, you know. So they're already strong, you know, doing jiu-jitsu or not, they're already super.
They're very fast, they're talented.
They have a lot of the tools, you know. They're already like super talented, coordinated, dedicated, you know. So man, go to a competition gym, you're gonna get a lot of gold medals, you know, and must feel good too.
Yeah,
must feel good if you're a competitor, like you have all these attributes. You're physically good, you're mentally prepared, and you have time to train, and you go, and it must be fun to go and get gold medals everywhere. It must be really good, you know, like represent your team, and your team sees you as the leader of that environment, you know, like, oh, Rafael got another gold medal. Remember, like, it was nice to have students that can achieve that level and conquer those goals, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not for everyone.
I bet it feels cool to be a part of a group of a gold medalist and everything like that, or be the gold medalist. I bet it feels amazing.
It must be good. I bet it feels amazing. You always go, and most of the times you win or you do very good. You know, it's good, but you have to be like super flexible and have all these things that sometimes you cannot have.
So there's trade-off in both sides. There's trade-off. You go to a competition gym and you have to understand that they're gonna train harder, so you're gonna get injured. And the other part is you go in the self-defense way, you go a little bit more slower and everything, so it's less action packed, but you know you will survive your whole, and meaning survive, to give you context, is being a little bit safer and training for a longer time, because you're not training that hardcore every time. So it's less action packed, but you understand how to train with your partners and modify and adapt and everything. And that makes your whole life longer.
I think we should make an offer. I think we should offer 3 months free for any beginner that's been discouraged by any jiu-jitsu academy.
Yeah,
he can come, sign up, and after 3 months, if he don't like it, full money back guaranteed.
Of course.
You know, we should do that.
Yeah, we will do that.
Give a chance to a second chance for these people, but now they need more than what they had the first time they went there. You know, they went there, it was already hard, they broke in, they did the class, they don't like it.
Yeah.
And now for them to just do that again, they need incentive, and I think we should create that incentive.
Of course.
You know, and give like a big incentive for this player. Hey, I trained this gym and I got injured, and I was like 1 month through training, I don't think that's for me. If that's your reality, come to us and we hook you up for 3 months free training. If you don't like it, money back guaranteed. So you don't have to pay anything.
We'll present that offer in January. So like keep tell your friends and everything. We'll present that offer because I think it's huge for them to have that guarantee. Like, oh, if it didn't work, no problem, I get my money back. If it did, beautiful. Like it, now, there's a win-win.
Going.
There's no lose. Like, you get your money back, or you win and get a.
You can't be a smart guy and after 3 months, I'm gonna train for 3 months and then after I just get my money back. Cool, if that's your mindset,
no problem,
good.
No problem.
Get your money and go. But unfortunately, you're gonna lose the best experience of your life to be have control over things that you never had before.
I think that person will just fall in love with jiu-jitsu and then stay. He will be like, I'm gonna get my money back, and then like, oh man, jiu-jitsu is so good.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have a different experience than the experience he had before.
Yeah.
So let's work that for January and launch that promotion out there.
Start telling your friends that had like a little trouble and everything in a different gym. Hey,
tell them to contact us and we send the deal right away.
So awesome, man. I mean, this is the best thing. I appreciate Mike again with the invitation. I texted him back a little bit, like I almost cried when the wife came in and like, I just wanted to invite you and everything. That was really amazing. Cool. Yeah. And I appreciate, and that makes a huge difference if you have a gym or a business or part of a company, just giving the right thing and do the right thing for someone and try to educate them that can bring them value, this is the things that can happen. You change a little bit of not a little bit, but a huge part of their life that is jiu-jitsu training, and they don't get hurt and everything. And that's what for Mike did for just spending like a few days with us, and it can make a huge difference. Like these two students that just realized like, oh, I found my thing. I found my thing that I can know how to train a little bit better, a little bit healthier, and it makes a world. It means a world to them and to us, cool, that we can impact someone like that. And
really cool, really cool.
That's I was saying, Jackson, that's what I live for every time that I come to the gym. Days like this that they tell us like, thank you. Pay
off all the effort and all the risks that we take to have this lifestyle and run our own business. You know, it's really hard sometimes. You know, you're bouncing a lot of walls, and sometimes it's hard to keep going. But with situations like this, you know, it's just give awesome. And it happen all the time with kids, with families, with students that being frustrated in other places. You know, it's just cool. It's just nice. We're walking the right direction to deliver jiu-jitsu as a tool for more and more people. And jiu-jitsu gonna grow, man.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you one more time.
And I'll see you back again pretty soon. Hopefully we can do another one next week. And then if you have anything, any comments, any feedback, let us know. I'm going to put the email right there so you guys can email us next time. Thank you so much. Obrigado.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.